Huber's Cards and More, first in the live chat. Thanks for popping in here, Huber. Let me get you marked down for your entry today. Okay. NCC Baseball, how are you doing this morning? Nice to have you pop in the chat today as we have our Hall of Fame Friday coming up here. Let me get Huber onto my wheel of names. Boom. All right. Mission accomplished. Are they all sold? No, they are not, Huber. I have not had any purchases yet. I haven't even officially announced it outside of posting the video last night showing what the mystery packs are. I've made up, this is just a preview of my up and coming July when I'm going to try and do a 2020 Series 1 for me of mystery baseball packs. If I end up going with 50 mystery bags, I will probably have a Cal Ripken Jr. and a Ken Griffey Jr. graded card inserted into those 50 packs. I can ask if I can buy. Oh, okay, no problem. No problem, that is fine. Okay. Before I would open any on the channel, you can see the little write-up I did there, mystery baseball packs, $29.95 plus a $5 shipping fee, no matter how many you buy. Okay, so if you buy one pack or more than one, that is totally up to the buyers themselves. Are you opening today? Yeah, if it is bought today, it would be opened after I do my Hall of Fame inductees, and then I would open up the mystery pack today for sure. And then whatever I do not sell today, I will be offering for purchase tomorrow during my sale. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do here. This is just a 10 mystery pack preview bundle that I'm doing first. I kind of last minute this week kind of threw this whole package together, and then if I can see it's a success, I will work on 50 mystery packs for next month for the 4th of July weekend. Of course, my sale next month will be on the 4th of July, so I'm going to label it as my red, white, and blue mystery pack celebration. So that's what I will do. So red, it will be red, white, and blue. All right. So hopefully everybody is having a good start to their day today. Let me get things rolling here. We've got about 8 more minutes before I do get into my content at hand. Just wanted to put that information up there. So other than that, does anyone else have any questions in regards my sale tomorrow? I will have cards in range from $1 through about $9 or $10. I will be having some low end and medium end auctions also thrown into the mix, and we will just see what we get through tomorrow. And yeah, looking to have fun tomorrow for my sale. So we do have 3 people with us. Don't forget to give me my thumbs up in the chat. All right. So in just right at 10:30, we will get into the content at hand, and then let me just get things ready. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Let me, I gotta check something real quick here while we're waiting for people to show up. Bum, bum, bum. Let me get here. Where'd I go? Okay, what did I do here? Okay. Now I remember what I got here. WSAN dash 9K AXN code dash CQ493 21764593, and we got nobody new in the chat yet, but that's fine. All right, let me get this out of the way. So hopefully you guys are having a great Friday, getting ready for your weekend. Let me, oh, come on. Oh, wait a minute. Come on. Okay. Not messing with you now. All right, we've got about 3 more minutes left here. 3 more minutes. Then we'll get into our Hall of Fame content here. In about a minute here, I'll take away the mystery baseball pack sign. Put it off to the side here, and I will talk about it a little bit after we go over our Hall of Famers for today's 1964 Hall of Fame inductees video series. Appling, Faber, Grimes, Huggins, Keefe, Manush, and Ward are our 7 inductees today. Hunter Buscher, how are you doing, sir? Nice to have you in the stream with us today. All right, we got 2 more minutes. Let me take this away for now and set it off to the side here. All right. Put that off over here so we can get into our content at hand. Let me readjust my camera real quick. Then we will get into our content at hand in about a little over a minute here. Hopefully you're having a good day there, Hunter. Nice to see you in the stream today. Appreciate you being here, as always. Hopefully you are having a good Friday. Not that kind of good Friday, but a nice, I should say, a nice Friday. I might be able to buy later. Okay, Huber, and again, if not, if you don't do it today, that is fine. But if not, I mainly just wanted to talk about them, share what I've done to put these packages together, and they are numbered 1 through 10. So if you do want a specific numbered pack that might fit your fancy, we can do that. So we got less than a minute to go here, and then I will get into our Hall of Fame players that we have on track for today. Again, we are going to be going through Luke Appling, Red Faber, Burleigh Grimes, Miller Huggins, Tim Keefe, HEINIE Manush, and John Ward. So far, Huber, yeah, I could do that. Let me set this aside real quick. This would be number 8, okay? And I will set that off to the side here for you. If you do get permission to buy that and send me the payment, okay? But it is 10:30, so we are going to get into our content at hand, okay? So first up to bat, and our first inductee for today is Luke Appling. Let me move him right about here. Actually, right about there. I think that'll work when I do the Hall of Fame postcards when they get up to bat. But since there were so many, I decided to just have got a little corner bent on that one. I'm just going to move them up into the at bat position here. Right now they're waiting to come up to bat over on the left here. So I do have number 8 set aside for you, Huber, if you are able to purchase one. Okay. Oh, and by the way, Huber, I still have not seen your package that you sent me yet. Just in case you're thinking about asking later, it still has not shown up yet, but I'm sure it will be here eventually. So let's get into our first Hall of Famer for the 7 that we're doing today. And the first one is Luke Appling. Lucius Benjamin Appling, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1964. His primary team was the Chicago White Sox, and he was a shortstop. So he was a line drive machine for 20 seasons, a man who had more career extra base hits, 587, than strikeouts at 528. All right. Let me refresh the chat here real quick so I know where I left off. But when Luke Appling first appeared on the Baseball Writers Association of America Hall of Fame ballot in 1953, he was named on just 2 of the 264 ballots cast. In 1964, 11 years later, Appling's comeback story was completed when he was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. On February 17, 1964, Appling won a winner-take-all runoff election to become the only BBWAA candidate elected that year. In the initial 1964 BBWAA election, Appling earned 70.6% of the vote, the top total, but still 9 votes short of the necessary 75% needed for induction. The subsequent runoff ballot saw Appling receive 94% of the vote, 5 votes more than the second-place Red Roughing. Appling broke into the big leagues with the Chicago White Sox in 1930 and became entrenched at shortstop the following season. By 1936, Appling won his first All-Star Game selection en route to a .388 batting average, the top single-season mark ever by a modern-era shortstop. That same season, Appling drove in 128 runs while hitting just 6 homers, the second best RBI total ever for anyone with less than 10 home runs in a season. Appling also had one of the best batting eyes in the game, averaging about 87 walks and just 35 strikeouts per season en route to a career on-base percentage of .399. All this came despite a myriad of injuries that earned Appling the nickname Old Aches and Pains. Few were better or more deadly with 2 strikes than Appling. wrote Arthur Daly of the New York Times. He just waited for the pitch he wanted and lashed into it. If there was a good pitch he didn't want, he'd artistically spoiled it by fouling it off. Appling finished his career in 1950 with a .310 career batting average, 2 batting titles, 7 All-Star Game selections, and 2,749 hits. He played each of his 20 big league seasons with the White Sox and was named the Sox's greatest player by Chicago fans in 1969. Appling died on January 3, 1991. He developed into an ideal hit-and-run man, extremely good at protecting the runner in one of the game's most complicated maneuvers. That was said of Lee Allen. So as far as his career stats and career at a glance, he played in 2,422 games. He had 8,856 at-bats, 1,319 runs, 2,749 hits, 440 doubles, 102 triples, 45 home runs, 1,116 RBIs, 179 stolen bases, 1,302 walks. He had an overall career batting average of .310, an OPS of .798, an on-base percentage of .399, and a slugging percentage of .398. And he played his entire baseball career with the Chicago White Sox in 2 stints. He played in 1930 to 1943. Then during the war, had a little break in service there with baseball in the war effort, and then played with the Chicago White Sox again in 1945 through 1950. So there we have it. Our first inductee for 1964, Luke Appling. Let me pop in the chat. I said once, and I'll say it again, that the United States Postal Service went to heck when Donald Blomdahl retired. Appreciate that. Robert, were you able to send me the rookie cards? Oh boy. All right. So next up to bat, of course, for those that are new in the channel, whenever I have a Hall of Famer that I do not have a baseball card for, I use these their Hall of Fame plaque postcards from the National Baseball Hall of Fame Museum. I have a complete set of all the baseball postcards for all those that were inducted into the Hall of Fame. In case everybody's wondering why I use these cards sometimes, that is why. So without further ado, let's get into our second Hall of Famer, Red Faber. Okay, so let me do mowed his lawn too on the way, big fella. All right, let's refresh the chat here so I know where I left off. So Red Faber, Urban Clarence Faber, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1964. His primary team was the Chicago White Sox, and his primary position was a pitcher. During the 1913 offseason, Red Faber had yet to pitch an inning of big league baseball, but he had made an impression in the minor leagues and the White Sox, who purchased his contract to take him on a world tour against the New York Giants. During the tour, the Giants were short pitchers and borrowed Faber for a game in Hong Kong. Faber beat his own team for his first win with a major league club and did it 3 more times on the trip. When the tour ended, the Giants attempted to purchase Faber, but the White Sox refused and made him a regular in their 1914 rotation. From there, it was a short trip to Cooperstown. Urban Charles Red Faber was born on September 6, 1888 in Cascade, Iowa. He spent 20 seasons pitching for the Chicago White Sox, utilizing a strong fastball and impressive spitball. That fellow has a lot of stuff, said Giants manager John McGraw. He's got the best drop curve that I've ever seen along the line for some time, and his spitter is a pippin' too. The right-handed Faber won 254 games during his career with 273 complete games. His career .315 ERA and 4,086 innings pitched were products of his low pitch counts. Faber once threw only 67 pitches in a complete game and 3 times retired the side on 3 pitches. Faber won 3 out of the 4 decisions to help the White Sox win the 1917 World Series against the Giants, and he won 20 or more games in a season 4 times. In 1920, the spitball was outlawed by Major League Baseball, but Faber was grandfathered in and was soon the last legal spitballer in the American League. The spitball may be a little harder on some pitchers' arms than a straight fastball, but certainly it is not half as bad as throwing a curve, which causes a continual grind on the elbow and in many cases permanently shortens a pitcher's arm, Faber said. Faber led the American League in appearances in 1915 with 50, then led the league in earned run average in both 1921 with a 2.48 and 1922 with a 2.81, pitching more than 330 innings in both seasons. In fact, 1920, Faber was one of the 4 White Sox hurlers who posted 20-win seasons, the first team to ever sport 4 20-game winners. Faber retired in 1933 and was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1964. He passed away on September 25th, 1976. That was our country's 200th birthday. That fellow was a lot of stuff. He got the best drop curve that I've seen along the line for some time, and his spitter is a pippin' too. Again, that was said by John McGraw. His career stats and career at a glance: he played in 669 games, 4,106 hits, 1,813 runs. He pitched in 4,086 and 2/3 innings. He had 254 wins, 213 losses, giving him a winning percentage of .544. He started in 483 games. He had a 3.15 ERA, 273 games pitched, 29 strikeouts, a 1.302 whip, 27 saves, 1,430 runs scored, or he allowed 1,430 runs to score, gave up 1,213 walks and 1,471 strikeouts. And he played his entire career with the Chicago White Sox from 1914 to 1933. So there we have it, our second Hall of Famer for 1964. Mason Sports Talks. Hi, everyone. Thanks for popping in here, Mason, and spending some time with us here this morning or this afternoon, depending on where you are in the United States. All right. Now it is time for our third Hall of Famer here, Burleigh Grimes. Burleigh Grimes is our third Hall of Famer up to bat in the 1964 inductees. All right, so Burleigh Grimes. Cards in my car with our Posada. All right, popping into the chat here. Thanks for popping in here today. Appreciate you being here there, Robert. All right. Again, for those that are my Patreon patrons, okay, I will be getting your packages ready this weekend. I got my notification that the payments had processed through and that now it should show up in my PayPal account any day now, and that way it'll allow me to have the postage in my account to be able to send your packages out. And again, for my Patreons, any purchases made this weekend are free of charge because you are Patreon members. You do not have to pay the additional shipping. Okay? So let's continue on with our third Hall of Famer here, Burleigh Grimes. Burleigh Arland Grimes, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1964. His primary team was the Brooklyn Dodgers, and his primary position was a pitcher. Vic Cars 410, how are you doing this morning? Thanks for popping into the live stream today. Appreciate you being here. All right. So, I used to chew slippery elm, the bark right off the tree. Come spring, the bark would get nice and loose, and you could slice it free without any trouble. What I checked was the fiber from inside, and that's what I put on the ball. The ball would break like hell, away from right-handers and in on lefties, Burleigh Grimes said. A noted spitballer, Grimes' career began in 1916 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. In 2 seasons with the Pirates, Grimes would accumulate a 5-19 record. That led to a departure from the Steel City. The Pirates traded Grimes to the Brooklyn Robins, which would later become the Brooklyn Dodgers, and he immediately dispelled any doubt about his ability to pitch. Grimes' first season with the Robins was impressive. He racked up a 19-9 record. He would play 8 more seasons in Brooklyn, totaling an additional 139 wins, while leading the National League in complete games 3 times. 1921, 23, and 24. Innings twice in 1923 and 24, and both wins, 1921, and strikeouts, 1921 once. It was during this period that MLB banned the spitball, but Grimes and 16 other pitchers to continue utilizing the pitch until their retirements. The final 8 years of Grimes' career was spent on the move, as he played for the New York Giants, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Boston Braves, the St. Louis Cardinals, the Chicago Cubs, and the New York Yankees. His most noteworthy effort came in his second stint with the Pirates in 1928, when he again placed the National League wins of 25 games 48 and complete games at 28 and innings pitched 330 and 2/3 innings. In 1931, as a member of the St. Louis Cardinals, Grimes claimed his first and only championship, as he won both of his starts in the World Series versus the Philadelphia Athletics. After his playing career ended in 1934, Grimes would go on to manage in the major leagues, leading the Dodgers in 1937 and 1938. Grimes would continue his managing career primarily in the International League with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Grimes was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1964. He passed away on December 6, 1985. The only time I was ever scared in my life was one time when Burleigh threw at me on a 3-0 count, said Frankie Frisch. All right, here's his career stats and career at a glance. Okay, he pitched in 616 games. He gave up 4,412 hits, 2,050 runs. He pitched in 4,180 innings. He had 270 wins and 212 losses, giving him a winning percentage of .560. Games started 497, an ERA of 3.53. Complete games at 314, 35 strikeouts, a 1.365 whip, 18 saves, 1,638 runs, 1,295 walks, and 1,512 strikeouts. As far as his playing career, he started with the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1916 to 1917. Then he went to the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1919 to 1926, the New York Giants in 1927, then back to the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1928 and 29, the Boston Braves in 1930, the St. Louis Cardinals in 1930 and 31, the Chicago Cubs in 1932 and 33, the St. Louis Cardinals he went back to in 1933 and 1934, the New York Yankees in 1934, and then he ended his playing career with the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1934. So he started with the Pirates, ended with the Pirates, but played for a bunch of teams. And then he managed the Brooklyn Dodgers for 2 years in 1937 and 1938. So there we have our third Hall of Famer, Burleigh Grimes. All right. Hey, Vicars 410. All good. This is such a good content. This is my Friday contents every week there, Vicars. It's my Hall of Fame Fridays. Okay. I started last year with, and then when they announced this year the 2020 Hall of Famers, I included them. I do have a playlist on my channel with the Hall of Fame series. I have playlists on my channels for my player biographies. I have one for my Topps baseball card video set history. Then on Thursdays I do my baseball team histories. And then Fridays is my Hall of Fame Fridays, and then Saturdays are kind of hodgepodge between opening up cards, having sales once a month. So you can see my schedule in my About Me tab for everything I do on my channel. But I do 5 live streams a week. About this same time, I'm going to toy with the process of maybe doing trying a trial, because YouTube's telling me I would probably get more viewership during a later time in the day, but we'll see how that works out. But let's move on to our next Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer number 4, and that is Miller Huggins. Miller Huggins is next up to bat. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Yep, thumbs up in the stream, thumbs up in the stream. I appreciate that very much. Thanks there, Robert. I can always count on my moderators to help me out in the stream here. I show 9 people in the stream, and let me do a refresh here and see what my computer shows. I must have more than 3 thumbs up. I could be wrong. I'm not saying you have to give me a thumbs up, but it sure does help the YouTube analytics. The more thumbs up you get, for the more people that show up in the stream. So without further ado, let's get into our 4th Hall of Famer here, and that is Miller Huggins. Let me get a sip of water here real quick. Kevin's Ministry and More. Good morning, everybody. How you doing there, Kevin? I think your time is good. You're the only person that goes live around this time. If you go live later, you will have other streamers going live. Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm just debating with the idea of maybe trying it for a week to see what happens. I mean, I know people have their regulars to go to, and everybody has their regular time slots that they go to their regular people on, so that's why I'm just kind of toying with the idea. I most likely will keep the schedule that I do have, but it's just something I might think about and consider to get more viewers in the channel. I know over time I will get the viewers, and over time one thing I do like is people will go back and watch the replays. So I mean, by the time the day is done, usually I'll have anywhere between 50 to 70 views of a video that I do. So I know there's more people watching the replay, or at least checking the replay out later on if they can't make the live. So I am getting viewers of my videos, which is nice also. Okay, so let's get into my 4th Hall of Famer here. Let me do a refresh in the chat so I know where I left off there. Everybody's saying good morning to Kevin. Kevin's Ministry and More. Yeah, it's not Kevin's Card Collecting and More now. It's Kevin's Ministry and More. Okay, so it's Kevin's Ministry and More. And so the and more is going to be, I think, some baseball still, his remote control planes, and just different things like that. But I do like what Kevin's done on his channel. Okay? And we'll always support him, that's for sure. So, Miller James Huggins, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1964. His primary team is the New York Yankees, and his primary position, he was a manager for the team. All right, when Miller Huggins took over as the New York Yankees manager in 1918, he assumed a struggling ball club who had hired 7 different managers in the previous 10 years. By the time Huggins passed away in 1929, the Yankees were well on their way toward becoming the most dominant baseball franchise of the 20th century. Possessing a shrewd baseball mind and displaying a commitment to the fundamentals of baseball, Huggins led the Yankees to their first 6 American League pennants and 3 World Series championships during the 1920s. Furthermore, Huggins was able to motivate and restrain some of the biggest personalities, none bigger than George Herman Ruth, commonly known as Babe Ruth. "He was the only man who knew how to keep me in line," said the Babe. Huggins began as a diminutive second baseman who fought hard to gain respect of his larger peers. Standing 5'6" and weighing just 140 pounds, Huggins studied law at the University of Cincinnati and used creativity and a stern batter's eye to get on base. Nicknamed Mighty Might, Huggins led the National League in walks twice during his 5 seasons with the Reds, and then posted an on-base percentage of .402 during his time with the St. Louis Cardinals from 1910 to 1916. On June 1st, 1910, Huggins set a major league record with 6 plate appearances and no official at-bats by collecting 4 walks and 2 sacrifice flies. Huggins served as a player manager for the Redbirds from 1913 to 1917 before garnering the Yankees' attention. American League President Ban Johnson recommended Huggins to Yankees co-owner Jacob Ruppert. However, Ruppert's co-owner, Tillinghast Houston, was opposed to the ITL. Ruppert forged ahead, hiring Huggins on October 1917. Houston, meanwhile, would eventually sell his shares of the team. Huggins made plenty of changes during his first years in New York. However, the Yankees' fortunes remained stagnant. The team posted 2 consecutive third-place finishes in 1919 and 1920, and the press opined that in the past, Huggins has not shown as a leader of men. But in 1921, thanks in large part by the heroics of Ruth's unprecedented 59 home runs, the Yankees silenced Higgins' critics and won 98 games to capture the franchise's first pennant. Ruth, however, suffered an injury in the World Series, and the Yankees fell to the Giants. The Yankees would win the next 2 pennants and give Huggins 3 straight American League flags, and their first World Series championship in 1923. By the mid-20s, Huggins' reputation for finding talent had grown to the point where opposing teams were hesitant to trade with the Yankees. But there was one last hurdle that Huggins needed to clear: gaining authority over the rambunctious Ruth. Tensions between Huggins and Ruth came to a head in 1925 when the manager fined and suspended Ruth after a late night on the town. An indignant Ruth claimed he would never play for Huggins again, but Huggins stood his ground and refused to waver. Ruth relented a few days later. "Ruth has changed his mind," Ruppert announced in a press conference. "He'll play for Mr. Huggins. The fine sticks and the suspension sticks for as long as Huggins wants." From that point on, Ruth did not question his manager publicly again. There seemed to be an impression here and there that nobody could manage so great a team, said Hall of Fame manager Connie Mack of the Yankees. "That's wrong. It took Huggins to make those fellows fight and hustle." With the allegiance of his superstar and the subsequent addition of Hall of Famers Lou Gehrig, Tony Lazzeri, Earl Combs, and Waite Hoyt, Huggins' club matured into one of the most famous dynasties in baseball. The Bronx Bombers Won another 3 consecutive pennants and 2 World Series titles from 1926 to 1928, including the vaunted Murderers Row 1927 team that is rated by many as one of the best in history. There never has been a better judge of raw baseball talent than Huggins, columnist Arthur Robinson would later write, and every manager of the Yankees since him, all of them, have benefited from the foundation of the dynasty he built. Huggins' life came to a tragic end on September 25, 1929, after receiving transfusions to treat a skin infection and a bout of influenza. The 51-year-old Huggins developed a blood infection that proved fatal. The Mighty Mite's funeral was held in Yankee Stadium, drawing thousands of tearful fans. The American League canceled its games while the Yankees' star players wept openly for their fallen manager. He was more like a father to me than anything else, remembered Garrick. I call him the squarest shooter I ever knew in baseball. In 1932, a plaque dedicated to Huggins was placed in Yankee Stadium, beginning the tradition that is now known as Monument Park. Huggins was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1964. Huggins was almost like a schoolmaster in the dugout. There was no goofing off. You watched the game, and you kept track not only of the score and the number of outs, but of the count on the batter. At any moment, Hug might ask you what the situation was, said Waite Hoyt. His career stats at a glance. All right. He had total games of 2,570, 1,413 wins, 1,134 losses, giving him a winning percentage as a manager of .555. Again, he did play for the Cincinnati Reds in 1904 through 1909, and then the St. Louis Cardinals from 1910 to 1916. Then he did manage the St. Louis Cardinals from 1913 to 1917. So he was a player and manager for the Cardinals at the same time. They used to do that back in the day. And that he managed the New York Yankees from 1918 to 1929. So there you have it, our fourth inductee for 1964. You pop in the chat real. Candace Henry is here. How you doing, Candace? I was first. You were first earlier, but you have to be first when I actually go live in the live chat, not the scheduled stream. But I did give you a bye the first time that you did it. All right. So just wanted to give you that intel there, Candace. Okay. And then Kevin's ministry and more. Okay. Hi, everybody. All right, let me refresh the live chat here, and we will get back into Hall of Famer number 5. Tim Keefe is our next Hall of Famer up to bat here. Tim Keefe is our 5th Hall of Famer for today's series. So Tim Keefe, Timothy John Keefe, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1964. His primary team was the New York Giants, and he was a pitcher. All right. So, though Timothy Keefe spent the majority of his baseball career pitching from a distance of 50 feet, he also threw at an era when pitchers worked every other day. The submarine pitcher spent his first big league season throwing from 45 feet. His last from 60 feet 6 inches, notching 342 victories along the way. In his first season, he posted a 0.86 ERA and 105 innings pitched over his 14 seasons in the majors. Keefe held many records and teamed up with fellow Hall of Famer Mickey Welch to bring the New York Giants not only their first pennant, but he also added 2 more after that one. His teammates saw the dominance Keefe had over batters firsthand. I never saw a pitcher, Welch said. True, he did his best work from 50 feet, but he still would have had no superior at 60 feet 6 inches. Keefe was sent to the New York Metropolitans from Troy before the beginning of his fourth season in 1883. He pitched 68 complete games that year and 68 starts for a total of 619 innings. He won 41 games and struck out 359 batters along the way. He also pitched 2 complete game victories on the same day that year for the Mets, surrendering only 3 hits between them on July 4th, 1883. He first threw a 1-hit gem, followed by a 2-hit win later that afternoon. From the first year in New York to 1888, a span of 6 seasons, Keefe never won less than 32 games a year for his teams. In 1886, he had a 42-20 record with a 2.56 ERA. His best season came in 1888 with the New York Giants. Keefe was the Triple Crown winner, leading the National League in wins, 35 strikeouts with 335 and an ERA of 1.74. He also topped the league with 8 strikeouts, a 745 winning percentage, and the fewest average hits per 9 innings with 6.57. The right-hander also had 19 consecutive victories in his best season, a record that lasted 24 years. It was also in 1888 when Keefe and Welch brought New York to the pennant for the first time, a feat the duo was destined to accomplish during their time together. Keefe was one of the first pitchers celebrated for his headwork. Historian Lee Allen said, teaming with Mickey Welch, he assured the Giants of a well-pitched game almost every day. Keefe was the first pitcher to post 3 separate 300 strikeout seasons, and when he left the game of baseball in 1893, he had fanned 2,564 batters, ranking first all time. Keefe passed away on April 23, 1933, and he was elected into the Hall of Fame in 1964. All right, and his career stats and career at a glance, he pitched in 600 games, gave up 4,438 hits, 2,470 runs. He pitched in 5,049 2/3 innings. He had 342 wins and 225 losses, giving him a winning percentage of .603. That's almost like 2 out of every 3 games he played, he won. Pretty close. Games started 594. He had a 2.63 ERA, 554 complete games. He had 39 shutouts, a whip of 1.123, 2 saves, 1,474 earned runs given up, 1,233 walks, and he had 2,564 shutouts. The teams he played for, the Troy Trojans when he first started baseball, 1880 to 1882. The New York Metropolitans from 1883 to 1884. Then he played for the New York Giants from 1885 to 1889. Then again in 1890, the New York Giants PL. Don't understand that one for sure. And then the New York Giants again in 1891. And he ended his career with the Philadelphia Phillies in 1891 to 1893. So there you have it. Hall of Famer number 5 out of 7. So next up to bat is HEINIE Manush. HEINIE Manush. Let me get him in position here and pop into the chat. Oh, all kinds of stuff. Frank's Card Corner, the guy on the far left of the screen, and the 87 Topps card belongs to in the Hall of Fame. Which one? You talking about Kevin's Ministry and more? If only you knew. All right. Kevin just lurking. There we go. Laugh out loud, Frank. Robert the Lurker. How are you, Kevin? Hey, everyone. Frank That's his rookie card, and he hasn't changed a bit. All right, great guy. Laugh out loud, Kevin, but it's daylight. I only use that nickname at night. Okay. If you only knew, laugh out loud. Cardinals fan 1990. How you doing there, Cardinals fan? Thanks for popping into the stream here. Hey, Cardinals fan, says Robert. Let's get into our sixth Hall of Famer for 1964, HEINIE Manush. Henry Emmett Manush, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1964. His primary team is the Washington Senators. His primary position is left fielder. HEINIE Manush hit better than 300 in 11 full big seasons and consistently ranked among the game's top batters throughout the 1920s and 30s. Manush's record included a batting title and 4 200-hit seasons in his 17-year career. The left fielder played with 6 teams after breaking into the majors in 1923 with Ty Cobb led Detroit Tigers. Manush hit .334 in his rookie year, though would struggle to get playing time in a crowded outfield until his breakout year of 1926. He won the batting title that year, hit .378 with a career-high 14 home runs to win the batting title. Manush went 6 for 9 in a doubleheader on the last day of the season to pass Babe Ruth and teammates Harry Heilmann and Bob Fothergill. It would be the only batting title Manush would win, but the left-hander finished second in 1928 and 1933, and third in 1929 and 1934. The 1928 batting race also featured late-season drama with Goose Goslin singling in his final at-bat of the year to edge Manush. Manush made his only trip to the World Series with the Washington Senators in 1933, and Manush led the American League that year with 221 hits and 17 triples. He finished third in the American League MVP vote that season, repeating his finish from 1932. In 1934, Manush played in the second ever All-Star game. In his remaining 5 years in the major leagues, he would also play for the Red Sox, Dodgers, and Pirates, hitting .333 with Brooklyn at age 36 in 1937. Manush retired in 1939, ending his career with 2,524 hits, a .330 batting average, and 160 triples. Manush, who spent several seasons after retiring as a big league coach, was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1964, and he passed away on May 12, 1971. HEINIE looks like a ball player, and insofar as the attack is concerned, his looks are supported by an inspiring record, said Charles Parker. His career stats and career at a glance: he played in 2,008 games. He had 7,654 at-bats. He scored 1,288 runs. He had 2,524 hits, 491 doubles, 160 triples, 110 home runs, 1,183 RBIs, 113 stolen bases, 506 walks, a batting average of .330, an OPS of .856, an on-base percentage of .377, and a slugging percentage of .479. He played for the Detroit Tigers from 1923 to 1927, the St. Louis Browns from 1928 to 1930, the Washington Senators from 1930 to 1935, the Boston Red Sox in 1936, the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1937 and 1938. Then he finished his career with the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1938 to 1939. All right, so let me get ready for our final Hall of Famer for yes, Tops did there, Huber. They did honor their the request, and they will be sending me a Gypsy Queen autograph soon. So thank you for thinking about that and remembering those things. I really do appreciate that. So hey, Cardinals fans, what is MG's daughter's name? I forgot. I'm trying to send her a card. I don't know for sure. If Kevin's here, he might know the daughter's name, because I know I think he's conversed with Mountain Gorilla more than me. So Kevin might know for sure the daughter's name. Or you can send Mountain Gorilla an email. I think his email's on their page. I don't know for sure there, Hubers, but that would be one way to probably try and find out. Okay, so let me get into our last and final Hall of Famer for the 1964 inductees, John Ward. John Ward is our seventh and final Hall of Famer for today. John Montgomery Ward, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1964. His primary team was the New York Giants, and he was a shortstop. So players have been bought, sold, and exchanged as though they were sheep instead of American citizens, John Montgomery Ward said. Ward was a bright child that attended Penn State University at the age of 13. But tragedy struck the following year when both of Ward's parents died. He was forced to quit school and support himself. He tried to make it as a traveling salesman, but quit after 2 weeks and discovered baseball. He played on the semi-pro team for a few years and did odd jobs on the side before his break came with the Providence Grays in 1878. That year, as an 18-year-old pitcher, he led the National League with a 1.51 ERA on his way to a 22-13 season over 37 starts and 334 innings. In 1880, Ward was the second pitcher in baseball history to throw a perfect game. Babe Ruth wasn't the only Hall of Famer that was known for pitching and hitting. Ward was a pitcher and outfielder for his first 7 seasons before a nagging arm injury forced a move over to shortstop and second base for the next 11 years. Ward acted as a player manager, managing parts of 7 seasons. He attended law school in the off-season and earned a law degree from Columbia in 1885 and a political science degree in 1886. He put the degrees to good use by fighting for players' rights and set up the first ever players' union in 1885, successfully challenging the players' reserve clause, which bound players to one team for long periods of time. In 1887, he reportedly talked Giants owner John Day into signing Negro League pitcher George Stovey, but when the owners and players complained, Day bucked off. Ward retired from baseball at the age of 34 to continue with his legal career. He represented baseball players against the National League and later acted as president of the Boston Braves franchise. He died in 1925 and was elected to the Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee in 1964. There was a time when the National League stood for integrity and fair dealing, Ward said. Today it stands for dollars and cents. Once it looked to the elevation of the game and an honest exhibition of the sport. Today its eyes are on the turnstile. No player before or after his day on the diamond ever did more to bring the sport to its present high standing and popularity. He was considered the model ball player of the century, said Sam Crane of the New York Journal. So his career stats at a glance: he played in 1,827 games, had 7,656 at-bats, 1,410 runs scored, 2,107 hits, 231 doubles, 96 triples, 26 home runs, 869 RBIs, 540 stolen bases, 421 walks, a batting average of .275, OPS of .655, and an on-base percentage of .314, with a slugging percentage of .341. He played for the Providence Grays in 1878 to 1882 and the Brooklyn Wards Wonders in 1890. And then during his managerial career, he managed the Providence Grays in 1880 while he was a player. And then the Brooklyn Wards Wonders in 1890, the 1 year he was there, he both played and managed the team. And then he ended his career managing the New York Giants from 1893 to 1894. So there we have it, our 7th and final Hall of Famer for 1964, John Ward. Let me pop in the chat here real quick. See where I kind of left off here. Hi Huber's card more. Oh, he changed his name from Huber's Trick Shots to Huber's Cards and More. I like that, Huber. That's pretty neat. I just noticed that. What is that American flag? Oh, that's from Upper Deck. I'll show you that in just a second there, Huber. Let's see. Mowed his lawn too until he started a department store. Anyone gets that joke is old. You mowed a lot of people's lawns, didn't you there, Robert? So there we have it. Our 7 Hall of Famers. John Ward, HEINIE Manush, Timothy Keefe, Miller Duggins, Burleigh Grimes, Clarence Faber, and Luke Appling. Boom. So there we go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that series there. I'm going to just get this kind of set up here for something else I do want to do here next. Let me move these guys out of the way for the time. Get this kind of set up here. All right. Then hopefully you guys are having a oh yeah, that's right, hold on, you ever wanted to know what this American flag was right here? This one right here, Huber, is pretty cool. This one is an old baseball card set. Oh, an older, from the 90s, I believe it was. But if you'll notice this one, the only reason I did this is because I've got 2 of them now. I had one and somebody sent me one in the channel. So I do have 2. Let me take it out real quick and I'll show you what they look like. The back of the card. Oh, if I can pull them out of here. They're pretty snug. I'll say they're snug as a bug. There, I'll show you both cards. Or here, I'll just put this one here like that, and this one here like that. They're identical cards. Okay, it says score. It says, we pray for the safe return of all Americans involved in Operation Desert Storm and for peace throughout the world. This was a 1991 score product when that was one of the cards in that set. So it's the base set for the 1991 score product. Okay. So also, who is that pitcher named Blomdahl? The pitcher named Blomdahl. Oh, that's my cousin. He played for the Detroit Tigers. Boy, Hubers, you are very observant, aren't you? But, so yeah, that is what these American flag cards are here, in case you are wondering. Okay, so let me put these back in the sleeves here. That's why I put that on display there. And here, I'll bring my cousin's rookie card up in just a second here, too, before we get ready to close things up for the day here. So there you go. Very observant on that. What is that USA card there? And then I think I can pull this out and rearrange it real quick. So there you go there, Huber. That is my cousin Ben Blomdahl's rookie card when he played for the Detroit Tigers. This is from a 1996 score product. I'll tell you a neat story about this also too. I don't think I've shared this in the channel before. I was in Japan at the time when I was collecting or purchasing baseball cards and having them sent to me over in Japan. And when I was going through and opening packs, I wasn't doing it on YouTube back then, and I would put them into my collection and stuff. I had opened up this, and this is his rookie card when he played with the Detroit Tigers. He did play in the minor leagues for quite a while with the Niagara, starting in 1991, and then when he did make it up into the majors in 1995, he did make it to the major leagues 1 year. 1995 was his rookie year and only year in the majors, and I'll leave it at that. You can probably look him up, but not much information on Ben Blomdahl in the world of baseball. But he did play in the minor leagues. He played for the Toledo Mudhens. Kevin knows the story behind that one. So that is my cousin's rookie card. But very observant there, Huber, on noticing that. Ben Blomdahl. What's the Ben Blomdahl in the background? Dun, dun, dun. That is cool. Who said I was observant? That was me, of course. You pay attention to everything I have on my break table here. That's pretty nice. Kevin, help me out. What was the store John Montgomery Ward started? I don't know. Enlighten us there. All right, so let me pop this up here for a second real quick. Do some advertising for my sale tomorrow before we end the stream here today. And let me pop this up here real quick. And then I will show you what we got going on here for tomorrow. This is just a sneak preview into my mystery baseball packs. All right, so my mystery baseball packs will mainly be on sale for tomorrow, but if anybody would want to buy one today, and if anyone has bought one today, just send send a payment to my PayPal account, and then I will probably buy tomorrow. No problem, Huber. I will keep your number 8 set aside and earmarked for you in case you decide or are given permission to buy, okay? All right, I've got yours tagged right now. If you get permission and if I get payment for that, we can work on that. Kevin's Ministry and More. What is MG's daughter's name? Oh, there you go. Yeah. All right. Laugh out loud. I know, Robert. Da, da, da. Okay. So, just to give you a heads up, the mystery baseball packs will be available tomorrow during the sale. But before I would open it, I would request that payment comes in for that, and that would be much appreciated, that's for sure. Okay. Other than that, I can't think of much else to work on off the top of my head. So just to give you a real quick rundown, of course, it's going to be a $5 flat shipping fee for my sale tomorrow. I had to up it $1 because of some of the postage rates and stuff like that are going on right now. So that'll be my flat shipping fee for any purchases on the channel. Of course, if you buy 1 or 2 cards, possibly can make out a deal on some of those. Not my place to say, Huber. Yeah. So Huber, on that one, I would try to get in touch with MG, go to their page and then see if they have their email address there, okay? I opened two 2019 Top Series 2 hanger boxes that I paid $10 for each, and pulled a Trevor Story 84 gold card numbered to 50. That's cool there, Huber. That's a nice pull on that one. All right, but yeah, so in regards to that, all I'll need you to do is, if you do want the mystery packs, I'm going to request that before the mystery pack would be opened, that you pay for the mystery pack, the $29.95 plus the $5 shipping. All right, and then so in my mystery packs that I've put together, again, this is just a sneak peek, and if this goes over well, I will do a 2020 Series 1 Independence Day mystery pack product. Okay, I guess that's how you would state it. It's just it's not really our positions to give people's. Just ask your parents about it, Huber, okay? And they'd probably explain the process to you. We have to be very careful on what we say in the chats, okay? Kevin is being very honest with you, and I think you know Kevin is on the up and up. It's not his position or place to give you that information. Just like if I knew the information, I probably wouldn't give it to you either, Huber. You have to communicate with the person that the conversation is intended to. If you want to, you could still, if you have the address, you could still send a card. All right, you don't have to know a person's name. Cardinals fan 1990, I don't. All right, so yeah, the contents in each of these mystery packs will include one graded card, one autograph card, one rookie card, one relic or patch or medallion card, and then either one SSP, SP, or serialized card. That means like a short print type, because there's only a certain number that they make of those. 2 Hall of Famer player cards, 5 cards from the 2020s to 2000s, 5 cards from 1990 to 1980s, and then 5 cards from the 1979s to the 1950s. Okay? Won't anyone give me credit? Montgomery Ward. Well, I saw it earlier. I'm sure everybody saw it there, Robert. I know you wanted me to shout it out in the channel. Montgomery Ward. And they're still kind of around. They do a lot of internet sales pretty much now. But Montgomery Ward is hanging on to the thread of their chinny chin chin. Thanks, Robert. I'll give you credit. Montgomery Ward. Just so you do know, I got to throw a little note on big series. Primarily, most of these cards will be star players. Okay, I would say a good 90% of the cards are star players or players that are more well known. Not so much too many of the unknowns, except for maybe an autograph card. It could be an unknown player or a known player. Okay, same thing with the graded cards. There's no guarantee. It's just I've got quite a handful of regular graded cards, and one thing I will mention and will be throwing into my Independence Day, if I think that these can sell out pretty good, I'll probably do 50 mystery packs, and whatever ones do not get sold in the sale in July will probably be listed up on eBay. But I can tell you for the Independence Day, so my 2020 Mystery Pack Series 1 Independence Day packs, it's a long title, isn't it? Will include a Ken Griffey Jr. graded card, a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie graded card, and a Cal Ripken Jr. graded rookie card. So that will be the draw for the mystery packs and some of the bigger hits that you can get in that series. What is the greatest graded card you can pull in the mystery packs? That would spoil the mystery factor behind the baseball packs there, Huber, but interesting question to ask. That would take away the mystery. Thanks, Kevin. Don't worry, it is a nice little mix. Again, this is just a sneak peek at a larger production line that I plan on doing. So hopefully you guys can enjoy this and we can have some fun with it. But that's hence the title, Huber, Mystery Baseball Packs. Or I could have just called it Baseball Mystery Packs. But it takes a lot of work there, Huber. You might be jumping into a little bit harder process than what you want. You got to remember, I have probably easily over 100,000 baseball cards. So I have many, many, many cards to choose from. Donald, which mystery pack number has the best cards in it? Let me think on that for a second, Kevin. Wait, no, I don't know for sure. You know what? Because before I put numbers on them, I mixed all the bags up, so I don't even remember what's in what bag now myself. But that's what makes it a total mystery for me and for you. I don't know which pack would contain what cards. I will say this, there's 10 mystery packs, so there's 10 graded cards, there's 10 autograph cards. I will say there are more than 10 autograph cards that are included in the packs, because you got to remember too, relics or patches or medallion cards, some relic cards might have an autograph and a relic on them. So I'll just leave that mystery part there for people to figure out. But I like that Kevin's playing devil's advocate like Huber's Cards and More is, saying, Donald, which mystery pack number has the best cards in it? You just have to try and pick one and figure out which one's which. But again, thanks for popping that in there. Sure you do, Mr. Donald Blomdahl. I do not have a clue. Again, I packaged all these yesterday, mixed up all the bags around, and I just picked up one at a time and put a number on it and put them on my stack. Here, I'll show you real quick what I've got here so far. I think I can do this without making a big old mess here. Let me show you I'm going to disembark my phone and show you my mystery packs, okay? I'm going to disembark my phone and show you my mystery packs. There we go. There is pack number 1, 2, 3. And then we got 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh-oh. Number 8 has a tentative sticker on there saying it belongs to Huber's. And pack number 9 and pack number 10. So there are my 10 mystery packs waiting to be procured. Okay? So if anybody does want to get a request in, and by the way, if you do want to lock in your request for tomorrow, you can prepay ahead of time. Just do me a favor, and as I do get payments in, I will have to make sure I don't sell. Are you going to buy it now, or do you want to reserve it for tomorrow there, Robert? Do you want to buy it today or just reserve it for tomorrow for the sale? Robert says, give me number 5. So do you just want to reserve it for tomorrow and then buy it tomorrow there, Robert? Just trying to figure out what's going on here. Reserve it for tomorrow. Okay, Robert. I will reserve number 5 for you for tomorrow. Okay. Okay. So Robert Hone. Robert Hone. All right, Robert, you have got Number 5 reserved for tomorrow. Okay. Anyone else want to reserve a mystery pack for tomorrow? And then what I can do is, what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to just hold it on a reserved faction. But between now and tomorrow for the sale, I will need those mystery bags paid for prior or during the sale, okay? Robert says, don't tell Ethan. I don't even think Ethan's here, is he? I don't think Ethan's here. Robert, let's hypnotize Donald. He'll spill the beans to us. Okay, so let me see who's in participating here. It looks like Robert, Kevin, and Huber. Only 3 there. Okay. So Kevin, you didn't want to reserve one, did you? Uh-oh. Huber's is gone. He must have left. Did Huber's leave? Did he say he was leaving? But I don't know if Kevin wants to reserve a mystery pack or not. That's fine if you don't want to. That's totally fine. I'm not trying to pressure anybody into buying something they wouldn't want to buy. But, oh, you didn't leave. Oh, okay. It just kind of, that's weird how I can go here and see who's participating. No, maybe it's because if you're not actively chatting, that's probably when it drops off for a while. Okay, just trying to figure out how because you can check who's participating in the live stream. But I do have 13 thumbs up. That's pretty cool. And we do have about 20 minutes. We can chit chat and talk. In case you were wondering too, let me go real quick and show you. I do have my box. You can see underneath bags number 1, 2, and 3. That is my box for all my sale cards for tomorrow also. So I do have a good probably 200 or more cards that'll be on sale for tomorrow. So so other than that, I don't have fancy packaging on my mystery packs like Ethan, and I'm trying to debate on which route to go with my bags, my bubble wrap bags. I think this style kind of worked for me, and I just have to get a big box to fit 50 of these mystery packs in there. But I would probably just throw sticky notes on there, because if I would ever put them on eBay to sell them, I would just choose one of the mystery bags to send to somebody off of eBay. But other than that, that's pretty much a breakdown of the contents, what's included in the mystery baseball packs. Again, $29.95 plus $5 shipping. It seems like that's a fair number for what I've got in each of the packs. I mean, you figure you're getting a graded card, an autograph card, a rookie card. Okay. Oh, what did I miss something? Give me number 5. Got that. Reserve. Don't tell Ethan I didn't leave. Wouldn't that be hard, Kevin? He is so concentrated on the sale. Oh, you mean trying to hypnotize me? Oh, you guys. That's why I like the channel. All right. So let's see. I can't think of anything else to go over at the time here. I'm kind of getting excited and ramped up. I gotta go out and cut my grass today. It's lawn day today, because the next week it's supposed to be rain. It's supposed to rain starting tomorrow for the next week. So I definitely have to cut the grass today. But we do have a few more minutes. We can hang out. Mason Sports Talk. All right, I'm back. Dearman 2019. How you doing there, Dearman? I will be sending out your team bag this next Monday, Dearman, just so you know. just going to kind of hold on things through the weekend, and then also I got to get my Patreon packages ready, my team bag packages ready, and then I'll do everything all at once. I'll have a big package pickup for my mailman on Monday morning from everything that's going to take place this weekend. Hi, Mason. Mason Sports Talk. Hi, Dearman. So that is what we are doing this weekend, okay? So along with my sale tomorrow and everything else that's taking place, hopefully you guys are having a good Friday. Oh, Huber's Cards and More. I want to join your Patreon for my birthday. Oh, that's cool. Is your parents going to let you become a Patreon member on my channel? Just choose which level you want to be a part of. Again, I have my Patreon is pretty much set up for everything encompassing from the lower levels on up to $100. I know that's pretty pricey for most people. But, so just kind of keep that in mind. Let's see. I think it shows it here, don't it? Dun, dun, dun. Uh-oh, did I miss something here? Probably no, that just the payments. Ryan Doherty. It's just saying hi. Okay. So let's see here. So again, for those that are wondering, if you go to my Patreon page from my main page, you can see I do have a $2 base on balls, a $5 single, $10 double, $15 triple, $25 for a home run, $50 for a hit for the cycle, $75 for a grand slam, and $100 for a Hall of Famer level. Okay? But again, go to my Patreon page and you will see all the different things that are available depending on what level you join up as. I do have currently oh, okay, so Ryan Doherty signed up for as a Patreon. That means his first payment, so he'll get his first Patreon package for Ryan Doherty in July. He signed up this month in June, so if you sign up in the month of June, you will get your first package in July. Okay, so it looks like I'm back up to 9 Patreons now. I lost one Patreon member, but gained a new one. So I'm maintaining my level. So other than that, okay, so let me go back to the channel real quick here, see. Oh, you don't need to know that there, Huber. That's my privileged information. Sorry about that. But sometimes people just can't keep going as a Patreon member necessarily, so it does not mean anything from me, but I do appreciate when people do join. It is nice. Let me send a message to him. Send him a quick message there. I don't remember seeing a notification that he became a Patreon member. But thanks, Ryan Doherty, for becoming a Patreon member on my Patreon channel. Appreciate that. So let's see. You said left as I was typing. Laugh out loud. Who left? Your pattern. I meant joined. You said left. I was typing. I think Ryan is a Cardinals fan. Oh, okay. Ryan Doherty is a Cardinals fan. That's cool. Let's see. I'll tentatively put that on for a note on his file. I'll put that on there for now. I'll put question marks there until I hear back from him. Okay. All right. But thanks to the new Patreon. Oh, Cardinals fan, 1990. Okay, thanks. So, Cardinals fan, are you still in the chat here? Thanks for joining on my being part of my Patreon team here. Appreciate that. It's nice to know. Starting next month, you'll have a package coming your way. And then that means in July, you'll get a free entry into my drawing every month. Okay, is that you, Ryan? Hope you heard me talking about that in the background here. Appreciate that. Appreciate you joining for the month of June. So next month you will get your first Patreon package, okay? Because the way Patreon is set up, I will get your payment on the 1st. So if you would have joined like the 31st of May, it would have processed through a payment this month. So you will get your first package from me on my Patreon in July, okay? Unless you want to send me a PayPal payment of $2, you could send me a PayPal payment of $2. I'll send you a Patreon package this month. Okay? So just wanted to throw that out to everybody out there. When you do join up during a month, if you want a Patreon package for that month, just let me know ahead of time. So I'm going to get ready to close things up here. We've got getting close till 12 here. Is there a difference between joining the channel and Patreon? Not really. If you everything on my YouTube channel membership, if you're familiar with it on Jabs' channel, you can join through YouTube to become to join my channel. You can see the link on there. Let me show you real quick. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick here before it starts going. But you can see the little tab right here real quick. If you wanted to join my channel, if you go in there, you can see the different levels. So when you join on my channel instead of Patreon, it kind of works the same way as Patreon. And the levels are actually pretty close to identical. Not exactly, but pretty close. So you'll see when you go into the different levels there, the only thing different there is YouTube does take a percentage, just like Patreon though. Patreon takes a percentage of that as well as YouTube. So either way is fine with me if you want to join the channel. The only difference with that is you'll get a little icon next to your name depending on how long you have been a channel member. Okay? But it is a monthly recurring charge, just so you know. So when you do become a channel member, it'll bill you every month say if you choose a $2 level or $5 level, however, whichever way you choose to become a channel member, that will tell you, and you'll see what actually you get with that tier level that you sign up for. Okay? So, and there's just a little video there that kind of talks, but you'll see and each level will show you what you get for that level. Okay? So if you choose the $4.99 a month, that will tell you what we get and then what you get for perks. Okay? So if you sign up for the $5 level on my channel membership page, you'll get an icon next to your name depending on how many months you've been in, and you'll get 3 Hall of Fame baseball player cards. If you sign up for the double, you click on the double, it tells you what you get for perks there. You'll get 6 Hall of Fame baseball player cards and 2 older packs of baseball cards from the 80s and 90s. So you'll get actually packs of baseball cards. All right, here, I'll go through real quick and show you on my screen here. That's probably a good way to promote the channel right here. Okay, so if you see on my screen here, if you're looking on your phone, it's probably pretty small, but if you're on your computer, it will be bigger. Okay, so okay, and then if you go up to the triple, which is $14.99 a month, and you look for and of course it includes everything from the level before. Okay, so it's the same tier format as my Patreon, except if you join at a higher level, you get this level plus the double plus the single. Okay, so then more about the triple, then you get an additional Hall of Fame baseball player card and 1 pack from the 2000 plus. Okay, and then if you go to the home run level at $25 a month, then you add 10 more Hall of Fame baseball player cards, 1 baseball card. So you add everything from the tiers above. So you get everything for the single, everything for the double, triple, and home run. And then if you do the $50 a month, you get all these levels. You get the single, the double, the triple, the home run, and the hit for the cycle. Okay, and these match up with my Patreon tiers. So everything you would get in my Patreon for $50 a month is what you would get here. Okay, so if that makes any sense, it's the way that YouTube has it set up. If you want to have different things for the tiers, everything under that tier, you get everything there too. So you would combine everything from the hit from the cycle, the home run, the triple, the double, and the single. And then of course on the single, that's when you get your little color tiers next to you, and that shows me in the channel that you have joined my channel as a channel team member. And down the road, as I develop this more, I will be adding channel member only content. You don't have to join, but if you do want to do the channel only member content, that's what you would have to do basically. So, and I will be putting a different video up here. For now, I just use my intro video for my channel. When somebody becomes a subscribes to my channel, this video gets shown to them. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of show you that. So this is my channel membership that YouTube allowed me. Usually you have to wait until you have a lot more people. Oh, that's fine. We can have that on there. No problem. My real name is Ryan Doherty. My YouTube channel is Cardinals Fan 1990. Yes, we figured that out there. Thanks there, Ryan. Appreciate it. Do you have any members on YouTube? I do not have any members yet, but that's just there as an additional option. They had told me that I was able to do that, and that's why I did that. They said I was eligible to have a channel membership page. So that's why, oops, sorry about that. That's why I kind of set that one up and have that in place. But I do not have any channel members. I'm a channel member of Jab's Family's page because he had that feature set up. So I have been a channel member for him for more than 6 months. So I'm the top color tier on Jab's Family. I've supported him for quite some time. Although he doesn't really give many benefits to his channel membership that I'm aware of. I got to go to his page and see if it does include anything. But I'm just a basic, the lower tier, so it's just a couple dollars a month. It allows me to have that channel membership on my information. So other than that, let me get this up here. Go back into the live chat. Boom. All right, I think we're back online here. So it is 12 o'clock. So I'm going to get ready to sign off here. Hopefully you guys are ready. Let's see. I think you get custom emojis to use in chat. I don't think I've created any custom emojis yet. I think you can create those. I'm still working on fine-tuning everything in that. I set up all the features I needed to get my to be able to join into my channel membership page. But I know there is custom emojis. I'm trying to figure out how to get those activated. I have to. People have to let me know when they see become a channel member, I guess. Cardinals fan. Oh, is that like one of the emojis there? Oh no, that's actually I've seen that on my chat where you can do the YouTube symbol. So without further ado, let me. I'm going to go ahead and close things up for today. So I do have two. I have number 5 and number 8 reserved for tomorrow. So I'm going to get ready to go ahead and log off here. Let me turn the camera around so I can tell you guys my signature goodbye. So you're the best. You best friend. See you tomorrow, Donald. Thanks, Air Mason Sport Talk. Appreciate that. And then, so this is Don Blondahl, Hall of Fame veteran, sports cards and collectibles, having been live to you from Arlington, Washington. All right. And this is my red, white, and blue Hall of Fame induction cap that I'm wearing right now. Okay. You can see who's on there. And then I am wearing my Hall of Seattle Mariners Hall of Fame members t-shirt. Lists on the back of my shirt here all the different players that have played for the Seattle Mariners that are in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Of course, pretty soon, this one doesn't have Edgar Martinez on it, and eventually they'll have to put Ichiro in 2005 or 6. 2005, I think he'll be eligible, but I'm pretty sure he'll make it first time around when it comes to that. But this has been Donald Blondahl, Hall of Fame veteran, sports cards and collectibles. We will see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. for my baseball card sale. We'll go over everything, all the rules and regulations and all that's going to take place tomorrow. And we will start the sale promptly at 10:30. Okay? But I'll get online starting at 10 o'clock in case people want to buy the mystery bags that we have created here at 10. I do have 2 reserved so far, one for possibly Hubers and one for Robert Home. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around, get ready to say goodbye to you guys, leave you on this party note for what is in the mystery bags that we're going to have available for sale tomorrow too, along with the $1 through $9 baseball cards, and we will have a few auctions to take care of. So that is what we will be doing tomorrow. So hopefully you guys have a great and wonderful day. We'll see you around the channels. I gotta eat some lunch and go out and cut my grass before it starts raining this weekend. All right, so you guys have a great and wonderful day, a great and wonderful weekend if I don't see you, but if I see you in the morning, appreciate you guys for coming by and paying a visit to my channel. All right, take care, Lord bless you, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.